Dear students, welcome to Knowledge Zone, where online learning is made easy and simple.
How did the industrialists relate to the civil disobedience movement? Analyze their role. Answer. During the First World War, Indian merchants and industrialists made huge profits and emerged as a powerful section. They opposed colonial policies that restricted business activities because they wanted to expand their business. They formed Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920 and the Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, which is called as otherwise FICCI. This was formed in 1927. They supported the civil disobedience movement when it was launched and attacked colonial control over the Indian economy. They gave financial assistance and refused to buy or sell imported goods. Most businessmen came to see Swaraj as a time when colonial restrictions on business would no longer exist and trade and industry would flourish without constraints. Eminent businessmen like Purushottam Das, Thakur Das, and G.D. Birla also came in support of the civil disobedience movement. How did women participate in civil disobedience movement? Explain. Answer. One of the most important features of the civil disobedience movement was the large scale participation of women. They participated in the movement in the following ways. During Gandhiji's Salt Satyagraha, thousands of women came out of their homes and engaged themselves in various activities. They participated in protest marches, manufactured salt, and picketed shops selling foreign goods, liquor, etc. Many of them were arrested and went to jail. In urban areas, women from high caste families, whereas in rural areas, women from the rich peasant households, inspired by Gandhiji's call, regarded service to the nation as a sacred duty. Simon Commission was greeted with slogan Go back Simon at arrival in India. Support this reaction of Indians with arguments. Answer. Simon Commission was to look into the functioning of the constitutional system in India and suggest changes. The commission did not have a single Indian member. They were all British. According to Indians, the commission did not hold any hopes for further constitutional reforms. Simon Commission arrived in India in 1928. It was greeted with the slogan Go back Simon and black flags. All parties, including the Congress and Muslim League, participated in the demonstrations. Explain the idea of Satyagraha according to Gandhiji. Answer. Satyagraha emphasized on the power of truth and the need to search for truth. It was a novel method of protesting through mass agitation. Without the use of force, the oppressor could be persuaded to see the truth and it will ultimately triumph. It suggested that in a struggle against injustice, if the cause is right, there was no need for aggression or physical force. Victory could be won by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. Describe any three suppressive measures taken by the British administration to clamp down on nationalists. Answer. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience movement against the Rowlatt Act, which would start with a hartal on 6th April. Alarmed by the popular upsurge, the British administration decided to clamp down on nationalists. Local leaders were picked up from Amritsar. Gandhiji was barred from entering Delhi. On 10th April, the police in Administer opened fire upon a peaceful procession, which led to widespread attack on banks, post offices, and railway stations. Martial law was imposed, and General Dyer took command. Describe the main features of the Salt March. Answer. The main features of the Salt March were Gandhiji started the historic Dandi March, that is Salt March, from Sabarmati Ashram Ahmedabad, accompanied by 78 trusted volunteers. The distance from Sabarmati Ashram to Dundee, a coastal town on the coast of Gujarat, was 240 miles. The volunteers walked for 24 days, that is 10 miles a day. Thousands of people came to hear Gandhiji. They explained the meaning of Swaraj to them. On 6th April, he reached Dundee, violated the salt law, and manufactured salt by boiling seawater. How was the Rowlatt Act opposed by the people in India? Explain with examples. Answer. The Rowlatt Act was opposed by Indians in the following ways. A non-violent civil disobedience against the unjust law began. There were hartals and rallies organized in the whole of the country. Workers in the railway workshops went on strike. Shops were closed down in protest. Some of the Muslim political organizations in India were lukewarm in their response to civil disobedience movement. Examine the statement. Answer. When Gandhiji called the civil disobedience movement, Muslims were lukewarm in the response due to the disappointment with non-cooperation movement and how it ended without any concrete outcome. The Congress had become visibly associated with the Hindu nationalist groups like the Hindu Mahasabha, making large sections of Muslims feel alienated. The relations between Hindus and Muslims worsened as each community began organizing religious processions. In 1927, the Congress and Muslim League tried to negotiate a compromise, but some important differences remained unsolved. Muslim leaders were concerned about the minority status of Muslims in India. Negotiations over the question of representation continued, but all hopes of resolving the issue at the all party conference disappeared when Hindu Mahasabha strongly opposed efforts at compromise. So, when civil disobedience movement began, there was an atmosphere of distrust and suspicion among the communities, and Muslim response was lukewarm. Nationalism spreads when people begin to believe that they are all part of the same nation. Justify the statement. Answer. The three attributes of a nation, according to Renan, are: a nation is formed when there is a long past of sacrifices and devotion. A national idea comes into existence when there is a heroic past, glory, and great men. It is the foundation of national building. The people should have the will to work together for a common goal. All these factors give rise to nationalism because people feel that they are part of a same nation. Express any three measures taken by the British administration to repress the movement started against the Rowlatt Act. Answer. Following were the measures taken by the British administration to repress the movement started against the Rowlatt Act. Alarmed by the popular upsurge, British decided to clamp down on nationalists. Local leaders were arrested and Gandhiji was banned from entering Delhi. There were firing on peaceful procession. Seeing the situation out of control, martial law was also imposed. Which were the two types of demands mentioned by Gandhiji in his letter to Viceroy Irwin on 31 Jan 1930? Why was the abolition of salt tax most stirring demand? Explain. Answer. On 31st Jan 1930, Gandhiji wrote a letter to Lord Irwin stating 11 demands. Some of the demands were of general nature, others were more specific demands from industrialists to peasants. They were wide ranging demands so that all classes could identify with them and they could be brought under the common campaign. The most stirring demand was to abolish salt tax. Salt is item of food consumed by all sections of society. It is one of the most essential food item. The tax on salt and government monopoly over its production showed the most oppressive face of British rule. Explain the effects of worldwide economic depression on India towards late 1920s? Answer. The effects of worldwide economic depression were: there was a fall in agricultural prices from 1926 and it collapsed after 1930. As the demand for agricultural goods fall and exports declined, peasants found it difficult to sell their harvest and pay the revenue. In the countryside, rich peasant communities were the producers of commercial crops. They were hard hit by trade depression and falling prices. By 1930, the countryside was in turmoil. How did the colonial government react as the civil disobedience movement spread in the country? Explain any 3 points. Answer. The colonial government reacted to the spread of civil disobedience movement in the following ways. Prominent Congress leaders such as Abdul Ghaffar Khan and Gandhiji began to be arrested. The government used the policy of brutal repression to clamp down the demonstrators. Peaceful satyagrahis were attacked, women and children were beaten, and lakhs of people were arrested. How was history reinterpreted in creating a feeling of nationalism? Explain with examples. Answer. By the end of 19th century, many Indians felt that people should take pride in their glorious past and started reinterpreting history. The British saw Indians as backward and primitive people incapable of governing themselves. The Indians began looking into the past to discover India's great achievements. In India, during ancient times, there was an all round development in mathematics and science, in art and in architecture, religion and philosophy, culture and law. Trade with other countries flourished during ancient times. The glorious time was followed by a period of decline when India was colonized. How did the peasants who gathered around Nehru near Raebareli behave when he addressed them? Explain what Nehru meant when he said, "I needed the lesson more than they." Answer. The peasants gathered around Nehru were calm and peaceful to hear him address them. Nehru meant to say that in spite of brutal and displeased behavior of police, the peasants remained peaceful. On the other hand, he had forgotten non-violence totally at that moment and he was very angry, agitated and disturbed. The peasants taught him lesson that he was supposed to behave being their leader. The Satyagrahi wins the battle through non-violence. Explain with examples. Answer. A Satyagrahi wins the battle through non-violence. This statement emphasizes the power of truth and the need to search for truth. It suggested that if the cause is true, if the struggle is against injustice, then physical force is not necessary to fight against the oppressor. Without being aggressive, a Satyagrahi could win the battle. This could be done by appealing to the conscience of the oppressors instead of forcing them to accept truth through the use of violence. Who was the president of Congress when the decision was taken to celebrate 26 Jan 1930 as Independence Day? Why must India sever the British connection and attain Purna Swaraj? Explain briefly. Answer. Jawaharlal Nehru was the president of the Congress when the decision was taken to celebrate 26 January 1930 as Independence Day. India must sever the British connection because the British deprived Indians of their rights and oppressed and exploited them and has ruined India economically, politically, culturally and spiritually to the fullest.